Yeah, no, it's too late. I'm not going to try it again.
All right.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh, no. I was just going to put it on the music. I got
Oh, sorry.
We will begin right at 6 p.m.
Hey, Crystal, did you hear that? Crystal. He said they're going to begin right at 6 o'clock.
Robin, how's our shot looking? Do you want me in it or not? Tyler just said he's starting right off the top of 6.
I don't. Yeah, they're probably just going to take the. Double check. You guys are going to take the news straight off and not take the lot hot, right? Yeah, they got a shot of the screen. I was just making sure. Can they hear me now? Yeah, I was just making sure you guys are going to not take it if they're already.
Yeah, they're over there. What's going on in Bakersfield? Yeah, I was out there last night and the guy's like, should I all night? I was like, yeah. He's like, you guys do a lot of this stuff? I was like, yeah. I was like, 2 spots, stand-up spots. I was like, just 2? I was like, yeah, you're right. There was a third one in Mojave. I could have got it too. Remember the guys telling us in Mojave?
I thought you were missing something.
All right, good evening. My name is Becca Brook. I'm a public information officer with the Erskine Fire. I want to thank you folks for coming out this evening. We have some numbers here and very hot and dry conditions on steep terrain. The Pacific Crest Trail is closed from Walker Pass Campground to Jawbone Canyon Road, and we'll be transitioning to California Team 5, California Team 5, and that'll occur at 8 p.m. I do want to recognize Deputy IC Carlton Joseph from Team 5. So to start us off, I'm going to introduce Donny Youngblood, Kern County Sheriff.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. As you're aware, this fire has been going on now for over 24 hours. We have confirmed that we have at least 2 fatalities. We're going to go back in and go through the rubble. We're going to try and use cadaver dogs. We don't know if there are other victims that were unable to escape this fire. We have a lot of road closures still. We want to ask the public to please comply with those road closures. We realize that there are people in there that have left their animals and their animals may not have food and water, but this is still a very hot zone, and it's for everybody's safety that we ask you please to adhere to those road closures. Evacuations, we've done several hundred evacuations. I really don't know how many we've done. You could probably check at the evacuation center and see how many people are there. But this has been a massive amount of evacuations, people going door to door, asking people to leave their homes because it's dangerous. So with that.
All right, next we have Tyler Townsend with Kern County Fire, and he's going to give an operational update about what happened on the fire line today.
Thank you. Did you guys feel that wind right there? That's one of many things firefighters out on the line are dealing with today. It's hot weather, steep, rugged terrain, light, flashy fuels, dry brush. That's the 3 elements that creates a fast-moving wildfire. And what you've seen over the last 24 hours is a fire that's gone from 2 acres to several thousand within hours. That fire started just behind us near the intersection of Apollo Way and Erskine Creek Road. Within hours, it had cleared the ridgeline and was burning the community of Squirrel Valley. The fire was spotting in front of itself. That means embers were being carried with the wind into that dry brush, and that burned through the community of South Lake. Firefighters have been working through the night. We're finally pulling some of them off the line as we get new firefighters here to replace them on the line. But most of them have been up for the last 48 hours. This fire has 0% containment at this time. We're estimating 19,000 acres, and that's what we mapped last night. So the estimate is that it has grown up to 30% today with the hot, dry weather and winds. The evacuations are all listed on our InstaWeb. That's the most detailed, accurate, and up-to-date information we can get for this fire. We continue to post links on our Facebook, Twitter, and we want people to stay aware of what's going on. And if we haven't evacuated you yet, be ready to go at a moment's notice. That's all I have.
Just to be clear, is it 30,000 acres, 5% containment now?
As of last night, it was mapped at 19,000 acres, and we estimate it's growing at least 30% today.
So that's
So is it-
30,000.
Right now, we're estimating that it's a little over 30,000 acres, which is a 30% growth in the last operational period. You know, we have folks out there on the line who are going to be bringing us data as they come off this evening, and we'll be able to get a more accurate count. We will be updating NCWeb with that information as it becomes available. Before we take more questions, I want to move to our final speaker, Cindy Huge, who's with the Red Cross, who's operating the evacuation center at Kernville Elementary School.
Hi everyone, I'm actually Jessica Piffro with the American Red Cross, replacing Cindy for this presentation. Our Red Cross teams have been in place since the incident began, providing relief and comfort to the residents that were affected. We had just over 140 people spend the night at the shelter last night. Around noon today, that count was at about 115. Our teams are providing all sorts of resources for them, like lodging, food, water, health services, all those basic needs that families may need during an evacuation. We ask at this time the best way to help, the best way to support Red Cross Relief Services is through a financial donation. You can do so at redcross.org by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or texting the word Red Cross, all one word, to 90999, and that makes a $10 donation on your phone bill. For those who are interested in donating goods to the operation, we've identified the local Goodwill locations throughout the county that are acting as our places for accepting those goods. So if you have household goods or clothing that you would like to donate, drop it off at a Goodwill center near you, and our Red Cross team will be providing vouchers for the families who, for them to be able to go through and get those items as needed. At this time, we don't want any more goods dropped off at the shelter locations. They are fully stocked and ready to support the families in need. Our current only shelter is located at the Kernville Elementary School, with additional shelters and teams on standby, ready to activate immediately as needed. Thank you.
So at this time, we will take a few questions.
Wait, can we go back to the houses that haven't burned down?
We don't have an estimate of when the evacuations will be lifted, but I'm going to defer that to the sheriff if he has any additional updates.
We're trying to work as quickly as we can. The problem is that this fire keeps shifting. And as you know, we allow people to go back into their homes. We can't make them leave. If that fire shifts, we're gonna have more casualties. So
Our house is in.
I can't deal with individual.
But the neighbor's house.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yes, so I know Ken Townsend has, I just want to make sure that we have the right number. So we'll report 30,000, 5% contained is right.
Yes, that's the most accurate number we have at this time.
And my follow-up question is saying 1,500 homes are still threatened about accurate? It seems that the fire seems to be burning in more remote areas, maybe away from homes. It appears that way to the eye, but tell us what the latest is as far as where the fire is most active now. what neighborhoods are still immediately threatened, that kind of thing.
We estimate that 1,500 homes are threatened by this fire. The fire has burned through several communities, and that doesn't mean those communities are safe. We have unburned homes next to burned homes. We have firefighters doing structural protection within those burned over communities to make sure that a small fire or a spark or an ember doesn't ignite the neighbor's home on fire. So they're going to be there through the night, through the next few days. It could be beyond that, depending on what we're able to accomplish these next couple of days.
Sheriff, can you tell us what you know about the Talons as far as were they related, were they elderly, was their house burned down? Maybe some generalization.
Well, I could tell you that there's two people who we believe were trying to escape the fire. They had actually gotten out of their home and apparently were overcome with smoke. And just so you know, that we're throwing all the resources that we have at this. We've got Assemblywoman Grove, Assemblyman Mathis, we have the Senator Fuller, Congressman McCarthy, they're all here. I got a phone call earlier from Governor Brown. He's very concerned about what's going on here. And so there are a lot of eyes watching, and we have a lot of resources that we're trying to throw at this to get people back in their homes as quick as we possibly can.
Sheriff, about those evacuations, are people, do they have to leave? In other words, if they refuse to leave, they can stay, is that right?
That is correct.
So there's no mandatory evacuation?
That is correct.
And the folks that passed away, how close were they to their home?
Can you make
Very
a
good.
determination that the fire is either natural or man-made?
We don't know at this point whether this was an accidental fire, intentional fire, or what started it, but the fire department, arson investigators are working that angle of it, and as soon as they know, you'll know.
Any estimate on communications being back up?
We think that they're going to be a temporary AT&T tower put up tomorrow, we hope.
Can you tell us how many structures total have burned as of right now?
My guess is around at least 100.
Is there anyone missing right now unaccounted for?
You said they were overcome with smoke.
We believe that's what occurred.
Do you know where they were? What community?
I do, but we're not releasing that yet. We want to be able to go back in and make sure that we don't have other people that tried to escape this fire that were unable to do so. So we're working as quickly as we can to do that.
Those two were together?
Yes, they were.
Can you tell us
So
how many
husband
other
and wife,
firefighters are on scene?
I don't know how many firefighters are on scene.
Yeah, can we pull one of the fire folks up? The weather over the next week looks not great. What does that look like for you guys?
It's hot, it's dry, it's windy. Winds are common in this area, so it makes for difficult firefighting.
What about Bodfish Canyon and stuff? Is anything coming our way?
It's the same weather throughout. That fire, as I said, has moved in an easterly direction. It's crested 2 ridge lines. It's moved down now into Kelso Valley. We had numerous firefighters in Kelso Valley making a stand to protect homes, and they've been very successful at doing that today.
Hadley, the 3 firefighters who were transported for smoke inhalation injuries, how are they doing?
I haven't received an update. They were transported with minor to moderate injuries.
And it was easier for you, Captain, or the sheriff. Is there anyone else unaccounted for and that you're still looking for that you have to do?
We're trying to assist people in connecting with their loved ones. There is an app that the Red Cross may be able to speak upon, but if someone's in a shelter, they can unite with their loved one.
Is there anyone unaccounted for though at this time? You've been unable to figure out where they're at?
We're still working out some.
There were rumors of the hospital being evacuated. Is there any truth to that?
There was a hospital evacuated today, and that was due to their power not working. We've had power lines down throughout the area, and without the power, it was unoperational for the.
Tyler, which way is the fire moving?
The fire is moving with the winds in an easterly direction.
Are there structures in any danger?
There are, and that's why we continue to have evacuation orders. We continue to have firefighters on the line, air tankers, bulldozers, hand crews, everything we have.
Which communities are in danger? You said it's 1,500 homes. Which communities
There's several communities, and those are all on InstaWeb. It's basically all of the south side of Lake Isabella.
Could you talk about how quickly this went from a little 2-acre grass fire to 1,000 acres in about an hour?
Well, it started right at a base of a mountain, and when you combine those 3 elements that I spoke about, fuel, weather, topography, you have light flashing fuels, hot, dry, windy weather, and an uphill slope, that fire raced up the hill, and it's since grown significantly.
How difficult was it to get resources to it, at least significant resources, especially from outside the area?
Well, that's the kind of fire we attacked from all angles. We had retardant drops on the ridge lines. We had firefighters called from all around the county to establish structural protection in those communities where that fire was moving towards. And we had everything we had. Hand crews, bulldozers, working the containment lines around the fire.
Do you have an idea on if and when the power will be coming back up on that end?
They're being evacuated. Do you feel that way?
I know that we did the best that we could. This is a unique situation. This fire occurred so rapidly and spread so quickly that the evacuations, every time we have one of these, we learn how to do it better, but everyone's different. And so I think that the officers that did the evacuations, and with fire's help, we did it as quickly as we possibly could, and we want to get people back to their homes as quickly as possible.
How many officers do you have going out door to door knocking?
It could be anywhere from 20 to 40.
20 to 40?
Yeah. The entire organization is on 12-hour shifts right now to deal with this fire.
What particular areas did they focus on first?
I don't know what you mean by which areas they focus on.
Which areas were evacuated first?
I don't have the information which communities they went to.
Do you know if AT&T's tower going down relatively early affected like reverse 911 or emergency responders communicating to each other?
I don't know that we certainly have an issue because a lot of the county employees have AT&T phones. I actually have an AT&T and a Verizon both, and the Verizon continue to work. So that always hampers it when you lose communication, yes, it causes problems.
How many different agencies are working to put out this fire across the state, from across the state?
There's a lot of agencies. I was talking to the fire chief a few minutes ago, and he talked about the fire tankers, that every tanker was in the West Coast was at this fire. The DC-10 is dumping, then goes to Santa Maria or Castle and fills up and comes back and drops 10,000 pounds of that.
Sheriff, I know there's plenty of people who've been evacuated who have animals still at their home. They might have medication. They might have money there they need to get. Is there any chance they can get escorted back to their home?
We're trying to work escorting taking some people back in. Right now, with the people that have needed medication, we certainly want them to have their medication. And if it's safe, we try and take them in, get their medication, and get it back out. Because this fire has shifted. We get this mountain on fire every year here. It burns the top and stops. And it's spectacular and it's over with. This one actually, when it got to the top, it went over, and then it just went in different directions. And with this wind, if you pay attention and watch, the wind's blowing different directions. So if we were to let people go back in and the fire shifts, we're going to have more casualties, and we certainly do not want that.
And Sheriff, at what time do you think you're going to be going back through the communities with the cadaver dogs?
I can't tell you that. I'm not at the command post right now. So
We just had a question. Yeah, I'm hearing rumors about looters in my neighborhood in Squirrel Valley. What are you doing to protect my home?
Well, if we have information looters are in there, we certainly will send deputies in.
So that's a rumor as homeowners.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so we'll take 2 more questions and we need to wrap it up.
Sheriff, one more question about, are you fearful that there are other lives lost out there that you just haven't found yet, and it's just a matter of time?
Well, certainly I'm fearful, Jose, because this fire moved so rapidly, and we now have evidence that 2 people tried to escape that fire and were unable to. So I certainly have fears, and I hope that they're wrong. I hope that we get when they're in the rubble and it's just fire damage. One more.
What is the plan? How far along are you with the investigation?
Yes,
what is the plan going forward tomorrow?
Well, we're going to be doing the same thing that we're doing today. We're taking this a piece at a time, and once we secure a place and we know that the fire can't come back there, people can then be allowed to go in. Thank you all for coming.
When's the next
really
update?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
The next update.
We'll be posting additional information to NCBUB soon, and we'll be tweeting out when the next media event will be. Thank you.
Wrong foot, sorry.
What do we do? Don't make me figure.
We got a live hit at the bottom, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Well, but now the press conference is over. Hopefully it improves. People setting up. Let's see how it looks, okay?
Usually ask whoever, like, did somebody text me?
Gotta be find enough to where there's no
mic for the hit or this one?
Hey, good to see you. Univision? Who's the Univision? Any ideas?
Don't know.
Hey, Robin, taking your PIO interview right now.
You're still up, right? Hello, Jose calling. Who's this? Jay? Okay, so he's the one that hit at the bottom of the hour or what? Well, take a look at it now because we got one more bar. The press conference is over. Okay, so you see me on camera right now, is that right? You sure you've got the right live view?
And we're done.